Hi friends and Israel fans, come and join me in another episode of Israel with Moshe. So we were talking before about the Valley of Jezreel and about what's going to happen in that Armageddon Valley at the end of days. And now with Mount Tabor behind us, we want to talk about a couple of things that has to do with Mount Tabor. We want to talk about one battle from the time of the judges. And we also want to talk about the fact that Mount Tabor in Catholic tradition is considered the place of transfiguration. So let me touch that for a second. Catholics say that the event of transfiguration, when Jesus went up and came back with his face glowing, which is basically just like what happened to Moses when he went up on Mount Sinai. Jesus came back accompanied with Elijah and Moses, representing prophecy and law, and the transfiguration means that prophecy and law are now one in Jesus. So Catholics said that happened on top of Mount Tabor. Christians say it happened on Mount Hermon, which is further north above Caesarea Philippi. So on top of Mount Tabor, there's a church called the Church of Transfiguration. That's a Catholic church. But the book of Judges talks about a prophet called Deborah. And Deborah was judging the people under the tree on top of Mount Tabor. And people were enslaved by the soldiers of Javin, the king of Hatzor, the mother of all kingdoms. They had the steel, they had the chariots, they had the wheels. And Deborah comes to Barak, son of Avinoam, the army general, and says, go fight against Sisera, Javin's general, down in the valley. Barak refuses. He says, I'm not going. What kind of an answer is that for an army man? But he actually was thinking about it from an army perspective. I don't want to go and fight in the valley when I have only bronze, fighting against people with chariots and steel. It's like riding a horse fighting against a tank. So he wanted to take the battle on the hills. Deborah said, if you're going to fight in the valley and win, that shows that God actually won your battle and not you. So to make a long story short, they go and fight against Sisera in the valley. The valley is flooded, the wheels are sinking. All the soldiers from there are dead. Sisera is running into the tent of a woman called Yael. Yael is a Kenite. That's like Switzerland of those days. He thinks she's going to be neutral. He asks her for water. She gives him milk. He falls asleep. She takes a hammer and hammers his head down and comes to Barak and says, I killed your enemy. That's a great story. It actually teaches us there's a big lesson behind it. Two things. One is that milk is not good for your health. And the second lesson of that story is that if you ask a woman for something and she gives you more than you ask for, run for your life because it's really dangerous. So this battle and many other battles that took place in the Jezreel Valley in different biblical days just explain to us how come the final battle that we spoke about before at the Valley of Armageddon is going to take place right here below us in the Jezreel Valley, or in the Valley of Armageddon, the central valley where everybody coming, no matter from where, going to Jerusalem will have to end up with.